The 1st Battalion 9th Marines was an infantry battalion of the United States Marine Corps, formed during World War I. It served until the mid-2000s when it was deactivated to make room for one of 3 light armor reconnaissance battalions. During the Vietnam War, 1/9th sustained the highest casualty rate in Marine Corps history. This earned them the nickname, The Walking Dead. In late 2005, the battalion was once again activated and attached to the 8th Marine Regiment at MCB Camp Lejeune. Although the first full company has deployed, 1/9th was not expected to be ready for deployment as a battalion until May 2008. On the 19th of April 2007, 1/9th was officially stood up with all of its subordinate units fully manned. As of the 29th of August 2014, the battalion has once again been deactivated due to a force-shaping initiative and downsizing of the Marine Corps. On the occasion of this deactivation, one of its former officers lauded, "Not a better battalion in the world." Subordinate units. The battalion comprises 4 infantry company A, also was 80 company Marines, 1 headquarters company, and 1 weapons company, Alpha company, Bravo company, Charlie company, weapons company, headquarters and AMP service company. There was why no mention of those men and the company, more, and in 1969 were part of the 3rd Marine Division since World War II. I was there with Company D, 1st Battalion 9th Marines in 1969 from early January until we were shipped to Okinawa in the summer of 1969. If I am wrong about any of this, to correct me. These statements are about the 1st Battalion of the 9th Marines during 1969. I was a 1/9th Delta Company Marine out of Camp Pendleton in 88-90. Refer to http://www.thewalkingdead.org. 19 veterans, roster names, HTML, history. World War I. The battalion was activated on the 20th of November 1917 at Quantico, Virginia as the 9th Regiment. During December 1917, they were deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and attached to the 3rd Provisional Brigade. They were relocated during August 1918 to Fort Crockett, Galveston, Texas, and detached from 3rd Provisional Brigade. They moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, during April 1919 and deactivated the 25th of April 1919. World War II. The battalion was activated on the 1st of March 1942 at San Diego, California, and were assigned to the 2nd Marine Regiment of the 2nd Marine Division. They were reassigned during August 1942 to Amphibious Corps, Pacific Fleet, and shortly thereafter relocated during September 1942 to Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton, California, and reassigned to the 3rd Marine Division. They deployed during January to February 1943 to Auckland, New Zealand, and from there participated in the following World War II campaigns: Bougainville Campaign, Northern Solomons, Battle of Guam, Battle of Iwo Jima. Following the surrender of Japan, the battalion was detached during December 1945 from the 3rd Marine Division and returned during December 1945 to Camp Pendleton, California. They were formally deactivated on the 31st of December 1945. Vietnam War. During the Vietnam War, the unit earned the name The Walking Dead for its high casualty rate. The battalion endured the longest sustained combat and suffered the highest killed-in-action rate in Marine Corps history, especially during the Battle of July 2. The battalion was engaged in combat for 47 months and 7 days, for the 15th of June 1965 to the 19th of October 1966 and the 11th of December 1966 to the 14th of July 1969. based on a typical battalion strength of 800 Marines and Navy Hospital Corpsmen. 93.63% were killed in action and 0.25% were missing in action. 1/9 participated in the following operations during the Vietnam War, the 1980s and AMP 1990s. During most of this time period, the battalion rotated between Camp Pendleton, California and Camp Hansen, Okinawa, Japan. This consisted of 6 months overseas and 18 months in California. 1 SDBN 9 The Marines Fleet in Marine Force Camp Pendleton, California served on several overseas deployments. 1/9 was redesignated as Battalion Landing 1 Plant 9 and deployed as the 13th MEU SOC and 11th MEU SOC. During its deployments, the Marines became a Marine Expeditionary Unit that was special operations capable. This designation became America's 911 calling card. The Marines and sailors were well trained in counter-terrorism, downed airman rescue, embassy evacuations, spee rigging, fast roping, rubber raiding in their inflatable boats for boarding and insertion, and rappelling. The tempo of the times called for high-speed actions at a moment's notice. With the Cold War a very real threat, much of the training was spent on foreign Soviet weapons and Soviet military doctrine. The battalion proudly served in Gulf War I Operation Restore Hope. In September 1993, 1st Battalion 9th Marines from Camp Pendleton, California, commanded by LTCOL Silver, were the battalion deployed as the ground combat element of the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit. The 13th MEU arrived off the coast of Somalia in early October in direct response to the Battle of Mogadishu, fought on 3 and 4 October 1993. The 13th MEU and 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit formed the 1st Marine Expeditionary Brigade commanded by General Peter Pace. 1st MEB remained on station ready to provide support to United States and United Nations forces. 1st MEB was disestablished when the 22nd MEU was reassigned to the Mediterranean area of operations in mid-November. The 13th MEU remained as the principal rapid response force in support of the Joint Task Force and participated in Operation Restore Hope and Operation Continue Hope. They also developed and executed 2 humanitarian assistance operations. The first, Operation Show Care, took place in the cities of Marca and Koyali from 11 to 14 November. From 1 to 3 December 1993, Operation More Care was conducted in the old port of Mogadishu. Both operations provided needed medical and dental assistance to Somali citizens. The 13th MEU continued its presence mission through January, providing aircraft for the Eyes Over Mogadishu missions as well as sniper support at the United States Embassy compound. The 2nd of February 1994, the 24th MEU relieved the 13th MEU. Deactivated on 9 September 1994 and redesignated 2nd Battalion 1st Marines. The battalion remained inactive from 1994 through 2007. Global War on Terror Marines started checking into 6th Marine Regiment in April 2005 to start forming 1st Battalion 9th Marines. In April 2006, after only a 30-day work-up cycle, Alpha Company deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and completed a successful 6-month deployment to Forward Operating Base Grizzly in Camp Ashraf, Iraq. During this time the company conducted security and stabilization operations north of Al-Khalis in the Diyala Governorate, working jointly with military police, cavalry and field artillery units from the National Guard. Alpha Company returned in October 2006 without the loss of any Marines. 1st Battalion 9th Marines was officially reactivated in April 2007. In March 2008, the battalion deployed to Al-Anbar province on a 7-month deployment, and took over sole responsibility of Al-Ramadi and all security missions in the immediate area. The battalion was divided into police transition teams and worked directly with Iraqi police, developing them into a more efficient professional police force to provide a more safe and secure living environment for the local populace. 1/9th returned from deployment in October 2008. In 2011, 1/9th completed a successful 7-month deployment to Helmand Province, Afghanistan. From September 2012 to December 2012, Alpha Company deployed to Al-Jaba, Kuwait, providing security forces for MAG-40. 1/9th deployed to Helmand Province, Afghanistan from September 2013 to May 2014 in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Medal of Honor recipients. The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration awarded by the United States. It is bestowed on a member of the United States Armed Forces who distinguishes himself conspicuously by gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty while engaged in an action against an enemy of the United States. The following table contains the names of the men who were recipients of the Medal of Honor while serving in 1/9th. They are listed in accordance to the date of action in which the MOH citation was made. Navy Cross recipients. The Navy Cross is the highest medal that can be awarded by the Department of the Navy and the second highest award given for valor. The following names are of the men who were recipients of the Navy Cross while serving in 1/9th. LCPL Jordan Harter, 1 SDSGT Jetty Rivers, Jr., SSGT Leon R. Burns, 2 NDLT William J. Christman, 3. 1 SDLT Gatlin J. Howell, Captain William M. Keyes, Captain Albert C. Slater, LCPL Dana C. Darnell, ISDLT Lee Heron, LCPL Michael Edward Stewart, 2nd LT George Malone. Notable former members: Joseph F. Dunford, Jr., John N. Paulson. Unit Awards. A unit citation commendation is an award bestowed upon an organization for the action cited. Members of the unit who participated in said actions are allowed to wear on the uniforms the awarded unit citation. 1st Battalion, 9th Marines has been presented with the following awards: